Wait, what? Did Jackie Christie really just collapse in the middle of the courtroom after hearing she's getting a life sentence? Are we witnessing the ultimate plot twist of a reality TV turned real-life criminal saga? Or is this just the dramatic finale nobody saw coming but everybody secretly hoped for? I mean, let's be honest, this ain't your average basketball wife meltdown. We're talking tears, screams, a courtroom full of gasps, and Jackie hitting the floor. It was a season finale of her own scandalous spin-off. 1 minute she's all composed and camera-ready, and the next, boom. Down she goes as the judge drops the gavel and announces that life means life. But wait, it gets even juicier. The cameras weren't even supposed to be rolling, so how did this footage leak? Who tipped off the press? And why is Mona Scott allegedly sprinting out of the courtroom covering her face? Yeah, buckle up, because what we're about to uncover is bigger than betrayal, bigger than bad wigs and designer heels. It's a story of money, manipulation, and the ultimate meltdown. You thought Jackie was controversial before? Oh honey, this is a whole new level. Let's get into it. From the moment Jackie Christie walked into that courtroom, it felt like the climax of a twisted reality TV finale. Except this time, the drama wasn't scripted and the consequences weren't temporary. Dressed in all black like she was attending her own reputation's funeral, Jackie had no idea the bombshell that was about to be dropped would shake the entire courtroom to its core. Cameras were flashing, whispers were flying, and then boom, life sentence. Just like that. But let's rewind for a second. How did we even get here? How did Jackie Christie, the queen of chaos, go from running the basketball wives drama circuit to collapsing in court after being handed a sentence that'll outlive most reality show reruns? The answer lies in a trail of dirty money, behind-the-scenes betrayals, and a web of lies so thick it could make a spider jealous. First, let's talk about Jackie's long history of shady dealings. This wasn't just a whoopsie moment. No, this was decades, even, of slowly building a hidden empire behind the veil of celebrity status. Fake charities, shell companies, offshore accounts. We're talking full-blown Netflix documentary-level fraud. And the signs? Oh, they were everywhere. We were just too busy watching her scream at cast members over brunch to notice. Remember that wellness retreat she launched back in 2022? Yeah, turns out it was just a front. Sources say the so-called wellness retreat had no therapists, no licensed staff, and absolutely no wellness. Everyone wanted a piece of this moment. And when the judge read out the sentence, life imprisonment without the possibility of parole, due to financial treason, laundering, and conspiracy to defraud the state, you could literally hear the gasps. One person in the gallery fainted. Another dropped their phone. But the loudest reaction? That was from Jackie herself. Her knees buckled. Her eyes rolled back. And she collapsed to the floor like a scene straight out of a telenovela. Paramedics rushed in, and within seconds it turned into a medical emergency. Some claimed it was a panic attack. Others whispered about staged theatrics. Either way, the judge didn't flinch. He calmly stated, "This court does not entertain dramatics. This sentence stands." Messier? Because this collapse, it wasn't just emotional. Insiders are now claiming that Jackie had been tipped off the night before. An anonymous source allegedly warned her about the possibility of life in prison. But instead of taking a plea deal, she doubled down.
Why?
Because, according to sources, Jackie was convinced she'd never be convicted. She thought her fame would protect her. That's the kind of delusion you only get from too many reunion specials and not enough reality checks. Now let's zoom out a little. Because while Jackie was the face of the scandal, she wasn't acting alone. Oh no, this was a whole operation. And we're hearing whispers of a celebrity laundering ring. Yes, that's what they're calling it now. Allegedly involving 3 other reality TV stars, 2 social media influencers, and 1 shockingly familiar housewife who has no comment at this time. According to leaked court documents, Jackie's business dealings go all the way back to 2016, when she first partnered with an international consulting firm that's since been exposed as a laundering shell. That firm? It has direct ties to corrupt real estate investments in Dubai, fake crypto coins, and, you guessed it, fraudulent PPP loans. It's a scam starter pack, and Jackie had all the badges. One particular transaction raised eyebrows: a $600,000 brand consulting fee paid to a company that doesn't even have a website. According to prosecutors, that money was funneled through 6 different countries before landing in an account under the alias JC Enterprises. Coincidence? Hardly. Jackie Christie is JC Enterprises.
We all know it.
She knew it. The feds knew it. And yet, she kept acting like it was all a misunderstanding.
And now,
her empire is crashing. Her brands? Suspended. Her partnerships? Terminated. Her fans? Divided. One former assistant, speaking under anonymity, revealed she always thought she was untouchable. She used to say, "They can't lock up the queen."
well,
Now the queen's got bars instead of crowns. The online world exploded after the Courtroom collapse. Hashtags like #JackieFalls and #CourtroomChaos trended within minutes. Memes flooded social media, with people posting clips of the collapse next to GIFs of Oscar-winning meltdowns. Some called it the performance of the decade. Others weren't laughing. One particularly viral post read, "She stole from vulnerable people, misled her followers, and played the victim.
there's nothing funny about that.
Another tweet, allegedly from a former close friend, simply said, "I told her this day would come. She didn't listen." And while fans were picking sides, legal analysts were breaking down the significance of the sentence. One expert claimed, "This sets a precedent. If a celebrity can get life for financial crimes, it's a warning shot to every influencer who thinks they're above the law." Above.
The law.
But this case isn't closed. In fact, it's far from over. Because what came out in court today was just the beginning. Prosecutors dropped a subtle bombshell near the end of the hearing, something that barely got picked up in the chaos. Further indictments are expected, in connection with the Christie investigation. Translation? More heads are going to roll. And, if what we're hearing is true, Jackie might have just been the first domino to fall in a much larger house of cards. So what happens now? Stay tuned for part 2, because the rabbit hole goes deeper. And the names tied to the scandal? You're not ready. If you thought the drama was over after Jackie Christie collapsed in that courtroom, you were wrong. That was just the beginning of a far darker story that's left Hollywood, the criminal justice system, and reality TV fans reeling. Now, as the shockwaves from Jackie's sentence continue to spread, a shocking twist has emerged. The once glamorous world of reality stars, luxury cars, and private jets is now being torn apart, exposing some truly ugly truths that no one ever saw coming. The biggest question that remains unanswered? How deep does this scandal really go? Because when authorities finally dug into Jackie's affairs, they uncovered a whole other level of deception. Jackie wasn't just laundering money. No. She was orchestrating an empire of deceit. And this wasn't some side hustle, either. This was a calculated, years-long operation that involved an entire network of players, some of whom are just now getting cold feet. Let's start with the connections Jackie made in the underworld of entertainment finance. According to a source close to the investigation, Jackie had a business partnership with a well-known Hollywood producer, one famously known for making films about crime families. Turns out, he might have been living one out in real life. This producer, whose name we're choosing not to drop yet, allegedly helped Jackie cover up her financial dealings, using his connections to funnel illicit money through his film projects. It wasn't just a partnership. It was a full-blown criminal collaboration. Sources claim the producer used backdoor deals to launder money through movies that were never actually made. How does that work? Well, these so-called films were designed to look like real projects, complete with investment decks and cast rumors, but they were never meant to see the light of day. The production costs? Faked. The investments? Laundered. And the money?
Gone.
Vanished. And no one was any wiser. As if that wasn't enough, the plot thickens. Leaked emails from one of Jackie's business associates reveal that she was in talks with several prominent influencers, allegedly involved in creating fake advertising deals for products that were never delivered. One email, sent less than 6 months ago, read, "The campaign is going smoothly, payments are being processed, and the products will ship eventually. Let's keep this on the down low for now." This down-low operation is where things get truly disturbing. Jackie, with her fast-talking, charming persona, was convincing some of the biggest names in the influencer world to advertise non-existent luxury items. We're talking high-end watches, designer purses, and vacation packages that simply didn't exist. These influencers, unknowingly or not, were helping Jackie bilk their followers out of thousands of dollars, promoting fake products that would never be delivered. Some were reportedly promised backdoor deals for their promotional content, including kickbacks that came straight from the fraudulent transactions. But let's circle back to that Hollywood producer. What role did he really play in this whole operation? Turns out, he wasn't just a financial accomplice. There's growing evidence that he may have been one of Jackie's biggest supporters during the trial. We're talking about high-priced lawyers, paid for by the producer, who allegedly made sure Jackie was protected as the investigation escalated. Was this kindness? Or was he covering his own back? Some legal experts suggest it was the latter. One source, who claims to have been part of the inner circle, shared an eerie confession. It wasn't about saving Jackie. It was about making sure she didn't sing. And that leads us to the next chilling part of the story: Jackie's ties to a growing list of people who might not have been as loyal to her as they appeared. These ties? They're about to be exposed in a series of explosive revelations that could be the final nail in Jackie's coffin. We're talking about former allies, people who worked alongside her, people she trusted.
And now,
they're coming forward with some truly shocking accounts of her involvement in organized financial crimes. One former employee who worked with Jackie for over a decade said, "She's always had this way of making people think they owed her something. That was part of her control. If you said no, she'd make sure you'd never work again." That kind of manipulation and control, it's at the heart of this entire scheme. And it's something prosecutors are now taking very seriously. But here's the kicker: Jackie had been living this double life right under everyone's nose. To the public, she was the reality TV star, the lovable mom on Basketball Wives, the woman who made us laugh, cry, and scream at the TV. But behind closed doors, she was the mastermind of a financial empire built on lies, manipulation, and deceit. And this is where the legal system comes crashing in. As the courtroom drama continues to unfold, more and more names are being added to the list of potential conspirators. The charges against Jackie aren't just limited to money laundering anymore.
No.
We're talking witness tampering, bribery, illegal campaign donations, all still under investigation. With each new report, we see a darker side of Jackie's operations, one that had been buried for years. And then, there's the money. Oh yes, the money. In the weeks leading up to the trial, it was revealed that Jackie had transferred millions of dollars to overseas accounts. And in the days before her sentencing, a bombshell report surfaced, just hours ago, confirming that Jackie had allegedly moved over $1 million to a shell company based in Luxembourg, just days before the trial began. The question now: will those funds ever be recovered? Or have they already been funneled out of the country by people far more dangerous than Jackie could ever be on her own? So, what's next for Jackie Christie? This case is far from over. In fact, many experts believe that what we've seen so far is just the tip of the iceberg. The investigation into her financial activities is expanding. And more charges? They're likely coming. Charges that could stretch far beyond the courtroom and deep into the world of the Hollywood elite. Jackie may have thought she could escape the consequences by playing the victim and hiding behind her fame. But this time, the law isn't playing along. Stay tuned for part 3, where we'll dive even deeper into the fallout, the public's reaction, and the final consequences of Jackie's actions. Trust us, you won't want to miss it. As the saga of Jackie Christie continues to unfold, the fallout from her shocking courtroom collapse has only intensified. The once glamorous reality star, who seemed untouchable, is now facing the full force of the consequences she never believed would come. And the media storm around her? It's reaching unprecedented levels. So, what happens next? Let's take a deep dive into the aftermath and explore the consequences Jackie will likely face, both legally and in the court of public opinion. First things first, Jackie's legal team is scrambling to salvage what's left of her reputation. Jackie, once the queen of reality TV drama, is now finding out that the real world doesn't play by the same rules. According to legal experts, her defense team's primary strategy is to paint Jackie as a victim of a system that failed. They've been working tirelessly to downplay the severity of her actions, arguing that she was misled or forced into the illegal activities that have dominated her life for the past decade. But here's the problem. It's not working. No one is buying the sob story anymore. The evidence against Jackie is overwhelming, and the public is growing more and more impatient. A leaked memo from one of her lawyers, which surfaced last night, suggests that the defense team is now considering a plea deal. That's right. Jackie might just cut a deal to avoid a harsher sentence. But here's the catch. If she cooperates, she might have to rat out some of the biggest names in the entertainment industry. Now this is where things get truly interesting. In recent weeks, sources close to the investigation have revealed that Jackie is, allegedly, ready to turn on her former partners. Those influential figures in Hollywood who helped her cover up her illicit activities. The truth is, Jackie's been living a life of excess for so long. It's hard to believe she ever thought she'd get caught.
But now?
As the walls close in, Jackie has a choice. Protect herself and expose the industry insiders who helped her, or go down swinging. And speaking of industry insiders, rumor has it that a handful of Jackie's celebrity friends are scrambling to distance themselves, realizing they might be caught in her web of deceit. Some high-profile names are reportedly quietly cooperating with investigators, offering up information in exchange for immunity. It's all coming to light now. The same people who once surrounded Jackie, who helped her climb to stardom, are now looking out for their own skins. Hollywood, after all, has a long history of chewing people up and spitting them out once they're no longer useful. And Jackie? She's finding out just how real